Hi, everybody. We are going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to get my screen share set up so that we are ready to go. And we're just going to crank through this information. We have a lot to get through today. So we're just going to kind of blast through it. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat and we will address them at the end. So welcome to your new Advocate Kickstart. I'm so excited for you guys to be here. This is a really exciting new venture. I'm glad that you took a minute to just for your business and for yourself and just to connect today. So my goal in this little kickstart is to give you the basics in a really simplified way so that you feel strong and solid in moving forward and just launching your business. I think for me, I definitely can get overwhelmed with a lot of information. And so my goal always as your sponsor is to just bring everything into the most simplified version so you can expand on that as you grow and as you want to. There was in hair school, I learned this phrase that was, you have to learn the rules first to create a strong foundation so that you can break the rules later. And I love that concept because it's so true. Like when we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to know everything, we do nothing. And if you're in overload, you're paralyzed. If you're in overload, you can't take action. And so the whole goal here is to just give you enough information to help you take action confidently and just know that everything will fall into place and everything that you need to learn, you will learn in time and in the time that's right. So take a deep breath and we're just going to go through some of this information. What I'm going to do with you guys today is immediate needs, like immediate musts, like things that you should know right now. Your dashboard, I'm going to help you walk through your dashboard in your back office. Make sure you know your own personal URL, website, your links. I'm going to give you the comp plan basics that are applicable for you in the first 90 days. And where I'm going to focus my energy and time for you, mentoring you. That way it can just stay basic. And then if you want to move through that plan or move forward, once you hit certain benchmarks, then we can always move from there. So this is really just your boost period, your first 90 days. There's more opportunity, additional opportunity in these first 90 days as a new advocate than there is for the rest of your advocate career. So it's kind of a unique little window. And that's really where I think the most success lies in helping you just get going. So we'll focus on those basic things. And then we'll just kind of end and do some questions if you have some at the end. Okay. Okay. So immediate must knows. These are the three things that I found to be the most impactful for me when I started advocating for Hugh and Grace. Number one was learning my website and my own URL. And how people could shop with me, right? The second was understanding what links to send to help people enroll as advocates. But not only that, my full Revolution dashboard, looking at my back office and understanding what I'm looking at, what really is important right now, what really isn't, that kind of stuff. And then the third thing was really the training center, the knowledge center. Those are the three like main things I was looking at every single day and trying to understand. So those are the things that we're going to kind of focus on. Okay, so here's a view of like what your Revolution dashboard is going to look like when you log in. This is the top. It has your advocate number. It has your lifetime rank. It has your current rank. So with Hugh and Grace, every single month resets. Every single month starts over. So you could hit mentor or senior mentor or SAV in 1 month, and that's going to become your lifetime rank. Whatever your highest level that you reach, it becomes your lifetime rank. And that's just what it is for the year. Your monthly rank, however, changes month to month, which from my personal perspective, was one thing that I really liked. It helped just kind of reset the plate every single month. It helps build more sustainable growth. I think that way it keeps you kind of like, if you have a really bad month, it doesn't like stick you in that mode for very long. You're able to just kind of reset the next month, which has been really nice. So the one thing that I just wanted to mention with your top menu, obviously like some of this stuff is kind of self-explanatory, but this drop down right here where you manage my account is probably where you're going to live the most as a brand new advocate, other than the Knowledge Center. So what I just wanted to point out right here is important. We do have a Hugh and Grace shop, which is different than our store and the products that has like advocate merch there. So we don't get volume for it. We don't get, you know, any of that stuff. It's really just if you want a t-shirt or a hat, or there's a super cute like Stanley mug right now. If you want merch that has logos, that's a really great little place. It's a fun little boutique. Or if you want to incentivize or use them for rewards, that's really fun too. Okay. This right here, the start your new order. This is where you're going to go into the Advocate store. So anytime you want to purchase product or like place an order for yourself, this is where you'll go to see all of the Advocate available bundles, products, specials, promotions, aside from just like the regular Hugh and Grace site. Does that make sense? Okay, here's your personal orders where you can manage them. Here's all orders, which is self-explanatory. My credits, this is actually where Hugh and Grace, when they do credit promotions. So now this is a new thing with our bonuses. If you hit a certain level each month, you automatically get product credits from the company. This is where they're going to show, is right here. So that's kind of exciting. This is where your unused gift cards is going to be. This took me a really long time to figure out. But once you purchase a gift card, it's going to show right here the codes and how to give those codes to people, how to transfer those codes to people if you want to. Anytime you buy a gift card, that's where it's going to show immediately after the transaction. Okay. What's really important to note with gift cards, which is kind of cool, which I kind of love about Hugh and Grace, is if you do purchase a gift card as an advocate, it counts towards your personal volume immediately. So if you buy $100 in gift cards, it counts towards 100 volume right then. When that gift card is cashed out, that's when the volume is deducted. Does that make sense? Okay, super easy. Pay Quicker is the company that pays our paychecks. You will get an email notification from them once you earn $20 or more in commission to get that set up. It's our third-party payer. Basically, you can set up auto deposit there. You can manage your payments and everything from that Pay Quicker. Once you hit $600 or more, then they'll ask you for your tax information, because that's when your wage becomes taxable. Okay. Okay. Downline, tree view, that kind of stuff isn't applicable until you start sponsoring advocates yourself. This is where you can look at your monthly volume if you want. Here's a commission summary. So if you're like, where is my commission coming from? It is on your homepage, just the summary of what you're earning. But if you can't find it, it's always right here. Or if you want to look at your year over year, is right here. Okay. So we're just going to break this down really quick. The Knowledge Center is like where I lived for the first month and a half. These are the specific places in the Knowledge Center that I think as a new advocate are worth spending time in. Okay. Number one, obviously, is the training blocks, which you guys have all seen. I've seen your little points and rewards in there and your badges and all your little earnings. The product training formulator calls, these are awesome. These are definitely more in depth and things that you can dive into as you have time and as you have interest and as it makes sense. This is definitely not something that you just do and then you're done. Like, you'll probably refer back to this a lot. So I just want to make sure that you have access and know about this. This one, the resource library, I'm just going to move this really quick so it's not in the way. The resource library was a folder that I somehow missed, and it actually is full of a lot of relevant information. So specifically in this resource library, you're going to find logos, you're going to find all that stuff that you want to use for your own stuff. It's going to have, you know, all of the things as an advocate for making graphics or just having visuals or sending people information sheets on specific products. They're all in this resource library, and it's awesome. It's super organized and it's easy to navigate. But the one thing that I really wanted to point out in that resource library is the monthly folder. So every single month, they put a folder full of that month specific content. Graphics, sales, whatever's going on is always going to be in that folder. It makes it super easy. So if in the middle of the month, you're like, I literally have no idea what's going on this month, just go into the resource library, pull up that month's folder, and it's all right there. This is like my dream back office. Okay. And then obviously there's the frequently asked questions, which I think is good as a new advocate to kind of go through again at your own time. Okay. So those are like the main areas in that knowledge center as a new advocate that I think are going to be the most resourceful for you now. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to your dashboard. So the left column, when you go into your homepage in your back office, is going to have, it looks like this. Your advocate links and enrollment for advocates, retailers, affiliates is right here. You can actually look at your own personal rank here and the ranks of your advocates. One thing that I did want to mention with rank with this company is, well, we can get into that a little bit later, but what's really cool is if you click on the view rank requirements, it'll pull up this little screen that shows you how far you are from completing that rank and what exactly you need. It's awesome. So anytime one of your advocates, or if you have a question about your own, you can type in the name of the advocate that you're looking for. It will pull up their rank currently. It'll pull up what their next rank is and what they need to achieve that. Super, super simple. But it's really just kind of cool to see you progress throughout the month. And I love that it's based on a percentage completion. So like this next rank, ambassador after advocate, will say you're 76% to completion on this rank. And then you'll pull it up and it will say you need 20 more PV or one more advocate sign up or whatever it is to hit this specific benchmark. And I love that. It's just so easy and simple. Okay, so the rank progress is on that left side. The quick links. So any of you that don't know what your own personal website URL is, you're going to find it right here. In this quick link section, you can manage your own auto ship. You can hit the training and resources library. This right here, this little one says my personal website. So if you click on that and then you go to the top of that page and look at that URL, that's your own personal selling website. You can edit what you want that URL to be in your account settings in your profile if you don't like it. Okay. So make sure that you note that and have that. And then it just has the events calendar. And then it will have your personal recent growth strategy, like month over month statistics. So anything you did last month, it'll just kind of show you where you're at this month. Okay, super simple. The right column of our dashboard is the more business-oriented side. It gives you a real nice business snapshot. This shows your personal volume, your customer volume. It shows your current paid rank, your baseline rank, which is your lifetime rank. It shows the edit at a glance. This is just any of the news or any of the noteworthy stuff is just right here on that right side. It'll also show you your new customer alerts. If you have somebody place an order, it'll show here. If you have somebody sign up as an advocate, it'll show here. Basically, any activity happening in your business, it will come up as an alert right here, which is really cool. And then the very bottom of that right side column is your commission breakdown. And it will show you the week over week commission, and then it will show you one section for the whole entire month. You have to kind of look at the dates to really understand it, but it will say, you'll have one now that says, you know, from the 1st of the month to the 31st of the month. And that's just going to accrue over the entire month. That number will just keep going up and up and up as you produce activity in your business. And then the weekly commission ones are anything you sold that week, what your earning is currently for that. Okay. Does that make sense? So that's basically it. Like, that's the dashboard. It's not really complex. It's just very, like, when you don't know what you're looking at, it seems very foreign. So the more activity you produce in your business, the more those little numbers and fields will start to kind of fill in, and it will start to make sense as you build. Okay. Okay. The very last part is just that quick links. I just wanted to make sure that you know how to find your rep ID, that you have your personal website URL, where your enrollment links are. And then if you guys want to grab a direct link to any product, all you do is pull up your own personal website. You go to the specific product and you copy and paste the URL at the top of that page. It's super simple. So the only thing to really make sure is that you are on your website. Okay. And you'll know because it will say on the homepage, shopping with Jace or shopping with Megan or shopping with Christine. And then it will have your rep ID number in the URL most of the time as well. So you can kind of cross-check that, double check that as you go. So if you don't know where to find that, please message me after and I will help you find it. Okay, this is a newer tool. This is, I'm just gonna do that for a second. This just barely launched this month. This is Share a Cart, which is really exciting. It's just a really easy way for us to share links and like build carts for people. So you just log into your Advocate portal, you click on the customer management tab, and I'm just gonna move this so you guys can even screenshot this if you want. From your customer list, you simply go to the column labeled share or cart share, and you click on create new. And then from there, you'll be able to curate a personalized cart for your customer and send it directly to their email. It's really simple, but there is a training video available on it as well. If you want that, I will send that out to the group. Okay. Let's go to the next. So this is just the comp plan basics. Okay. This is just, again, simple information to kind of give you some guidance and kind of help you start to goal set, help you start to kind of understand which business activity to focus on. This, honestly, you guys, the first 30 or 90 days is really to gauge where your joy is in the business, what business activity you like doing. I personally am only going to mentor around the boost period and SAV for the first 90 days because I just think that that is the solid foundation for the business. And the more practiced you can get with these aspects, I think the longer your business is going to be sustainable and it will just grow month over month. It's the simple things that are done consistently over time. It's not these big, giant, massive sweeps, right? Like, we're all going to have big monster months, and then we're all going to have tiny little months that we're like, what is happening to my life? That's just kind of what the business is. So this activity will just kind of help stabilize some of that month over month. And what I love the most about this boost period and these particular benchmarks is a lot of them are personally driven. There's not a team element or team building aspect of it. It's not you focusing on bringing in advocates unless you want to. This is your personal sales, your relationship with your customer, the volume that you're building in your business, and like your subscription, your retention business. So if you can build that really strong foundation first, it just sets you up for so much more success if you do decide to build the network, the team part of this, and start mentoring advocates. So these are the basics for right now. The sales commissions get paid out every single Friday, and that is 25 to 40% of that week's personal sales that you sold, depending on what the item is and what the particular promotion is. Okay, so every week, and it's backdated a week. So anything you sold last week, you'll get paid this Friday. Does that make sense? Okay. Volume-based bonuses get paid out on the 10th of every single month. So anything that's team volume-based, anything that is basically a bonus of any kind is going to be paid out once a month on the 10th of every month. And that is based on volume accrued between the 1st and 31st of the previous month. So anything you did in December, any of that volume, any of the bonuses that you, what's the word? Why can't I think of it? Qualified for will get paid out on the 10th of January. Does that make sense? Okay. You can rank advance up to 3 times without having to build a team and support advocates. That's one thing that I really love about this company as well. I think that recognition of personal effort is really key, because I think it's important for people who sign up as advocates and advocate for the company to be able to do it on their terms. And I think it's incredible that you can be a retailing advocate and still win big. Like, that's awesome. So for me, that was really exciting. And I also love, again, that this just acknowledges personal effort, drive, and work done. I think that that's so empowering. But the top rank of the company can be reached with just 4 business builders. So I think it's important to also just really understand, like, the breadth of this plan isn't about quantity per se. The quantity really needs to come from your customer service and how you're operating your sales business. And as far as your team and your management and helping them become successful in their sales business is awesome. And you just being able to do that and having a smaller, more intimate, I like to say tiny but mighty crew, right? Like, that to me was really exciting, because even for some people who do want to build the team-based part of this business and really capitalize and scale and earn and have all that potential and opportunity, not everybody wants that massive amount of responsibility in these giant teams. Like, some people really just like those more small, intimate settings. So I think you can do either. And I think that that's incredible. Okay. So we already went through the back office resetting on the 1st of every month. I recommend having your HD orders or any of your subscriptions just going out on the 1st, just so you can see that immediate win, see your volume, go to 100, hit that active status as an advocate, and be good to go for the month. So just keep that in mind if you do sign up advocates, if they order later in the month, right? If they want to be active status immediately, they can sell $100 worth of product and still become active, or they can repurchase again and try and get on the 1st of the month cycle, or they can wait until their subscription comes out. Okay. So unlike some companies where the 30 days is sort of based on the day that you become active, Hugh and Grace, it's the 1st of every single month. So it's a bit of an adjustment, but once you're kind of on the right rotation, it's actually really nice. Okay. We talked about pay quicker. And actually, you guys, when you earn your first commissions, I usually send you a little pay quicker cheat sheet. And it will help you set that up and understand how that works. Okay. Okay. So here are some of the basics. This is just really good information to have as far as your own personal expectation, but also if you end up signing up advocates, now you'll know this information. The sign up fee, you guys know, is $45 enrollment. That's a one-time fee. There are no monthly business fees to keep your account open or minimums for product that you have to buy and retain. So the only requirement to keep your account open is you have to have a minimum of 200 volume or $200 worth of product purchased or sold in a 6-month period to keep your account open. Okay. So the one thing that I just want to note is to be active status and receive commission, you have to have 100 PV of volume. You have to be advocate or higher. Okay. And the requirement for advocate is 100 volume or higher, and that can be purchased or sold. Does that make sense? Okay. Commission is 25 to 40% on all your personal sales. sometimes it's really cool because Hugh, the corporate, will come down and say, you know what, we're going to give advocates 35% off this week or this month instead of 25%. And it's really cool that they allow that, but we also get free shipping on $100 purchases or more every month. So your savings on the product is between that 25 and 35% range. Most of the time it's 25%, but every once in a while we get kicked a little bit extra. And then you do have the opportunity to earn trips, prizes, cash bonuses. One thing that I really love about Hugh and Grace as well is these are like sellers' paradises. I think with some traditional companies, it's based on sponsorship and enrollment in advocates. And with this company, you can earn those things through your own personal sales. And I love that. I think it's incredible. Okay. So let's talk about your boost period. Hold on. I don't know how to like make this smaller for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway, it's fine. I'm just going to close it out for a second. So the new advocate opportunity. So this is where we're really going to live for the first 90 days. This is where I think the most earning potential early on comes from. I think it's incredible that they incentivize brand new advocates and recognize any effort being made. So we're just going to go through a couple little things on this sheet. You can take a screenshot of this if you want to. But in the first 90 days, what I personally think is the most helpful is this little list on the left. Number one, use the product and share what you're loving. It's really that simple. Like, you need to have your own experience with it, go through the ups and downs with it, have your body adjust and adapt, know what to expect so that when your customers purchase, you can walk them through things. I think it's important to talk to your sponsor, especially with things that you're seeing early on, because the company is huge on feedback. They listen, they take notes, they take action, they will make changes. So if there are weird things going on, even if it's a boxing or a packaging issue or anything, please, there's a tab in your dashboard that says submit a ticket. Anytime there's an issue with anything, you can open that submit a ticket, type out the issue, and that's where it gets taken care of. And it's really simple. Okay. But using the product, number one. Number two, just really focusing on your plan for customer sales and service. Like, how do you visualize yourself selling the product? That's a really good question to kind of ask yourself and ponder about. And it's okay if you're like, I have no idea, because we'll do our one-on-one and we game plan and brainstorm. And that's what your first one-on-one with me is all about. But that's important to kind of start pondering over yourself, realizing that this is a very customer service based business. It's a very simplistic, traditional sales business, meaning you make the sale, and if they don't like it, they return it. It's that simple. So just really having good customer service and how you want your customers to be treated is really the focus once the sale is made. So it's kind of cool to just keep it really that simple. And it's nice. It's a lot less overwhelming than trying to add in a lot of other extras. Like, it's just a very simplistic traditional kind of business. Like, have good customer care, have good customer service, make sure that, those connections and bonds are happening during the sales process, and you'll build a business that you love, that's got longevity, that's sustainable, and that you are able to manage and maintain long-term. I think another thing in your first 30 days is just thinking through a soft launch with friends and family and asking for feedback, asking for opinions, asking for people to try the products and tell you what they think. Like, just really utilizing sort of that warm market to your advantage, and deep diving into that product training just so that you can get more familiar with the product. That's a great way to do it. For me, I reached out to my friends and family just to go to the website and even look at it and tell me, just based on what you're seeing, what excites you? What would you want to try? And it wasn't about, hey, go buy this and try this. It was, I want to gauge and see what people's interest is, what products people are the most excited about. And it was just kind of that information gather, but it led to a lot of conversations. It led to a lot of sales. It led to a lot of product trials and feedback. And it was just a really soft way to kind of edge into the sales process and practice in a safe environment. Okay. Okay. The next thing is kind of just familiarizing yourself with the community and understanding that there is the big corporate side of things, there is the smaller team side of things, but not really overwhelming yourself. Dive in where it makes sense, pull back where it doesn't. You're going to go through kind of a roller coaster of emotion and a lot of different things as you start this new venture. It's totally normal. So just be gentle with yourself and gauge your temperature. Make sure that you're not pushing past your joy, that you're not pushing people beyond theirs, that you are taking care of your capacity and going at the pace that makes the best sense to you. Okay. The last couple things is really working one-on-one with your sponsor. That I think is more effective than almost anything else in your first 30 to 60 days, especially if you are someone that gets easily overwhelmed or just really wants to go at their own pace, because the groups and all of that can go really quickly. It's got a lot of different energies and a lot of different paces. So it's just really important to remind yourself to take what makes sense and what's applicable for you and leave the rest. Because in time, everybody will get up to speed. And it's important for you to just really honor that as you go and get started. Okay. So the very last thing that I would ask in this first 30 days is to just create momentum. That comes from you using the products and naturally sharing and kind of putting yourself out there in small or big ways, however makes the most sense to you. But I just want to also remind you that it's really easy to get caught in a working all the time mindset, especially when you're excited, especially when you're new to something and trying to learn and get up to speed. So if you find yourself approaching a burnout or avoiding your family or neglecting your kids or your responsibilities, it's probably time to kind of take a minute and put a schedule in place for yourself. So I recommend a dedicated hour a day. I could say minimum or maximum. It doesn't really matter. But if you can get an hour a day in for the first 30 days-ish, it'll really build and flex that muscle and help you really sustain some growth. Okay. Okay. So your boost period, this is your earning opportunity. This is really exciting. And again, you can take part in any of it, in all of it, however you want to maximize this little boost period. There's 3 kind of elements to it. They call this 2-3 SAV, which I hate. I think it's really confusing, but I do like the word boost. SAV just stands for senior advocate. That is the top rank that you can reach based on personal volume and sales. Anything beyond SAV requires some kind of enrollment activity. So that's why I really like this program, because it's just based on your volume and the sales that you're making. Okay. So, but they do have a bonus, obviously, if you do enroll new advocates. So enrollment for every 2 new advocates, and this is within your entire boost period. So anytime you hit 2 advocates enrolled and they're both active status, you get paid $100. So if you, for example, if you signed up an advocate last month and it was your first month of boost, and then you signed up an active advocate this month, that would qualify as your second active advocate and you'd earn that $100. Okay. So, anytime during your boost, enroll 4 advocates and you'll earn a $200 bonus. If you sign up 6 advocates, that's a $300 bonus. Does that make sense? There's no limit to how many times you can cash out that specific bonus. Okay. The selling bonus for brand new advocates is based on subscriptions. For every 3 subscription customers that order or process in a month that are 70 PV or over, you will earn a $25 bonus. And that includes your own subscription. So if you are a subscriber and then you sign up 2 customers on subscription, you'll get that $25 bonus. And then next month, if both of those subscriptions go out again, as well as your own, you'll earn $25. And then if you sign up 3 more, you'll earn another $25. So it's compounded. Does that make sense? Okay. The third is the build. So each boost month paid as SAV or higher. Okay. So if you hit that senior advocate rank, you get paid $100, period. There's a big push within the company to get SAV by the 15th, which I think is a great goal because it just kind of kicks it out and it's done and you don't have to think about it. I don't care if you hit it by the 15th or throughout the whole entire month. I personally am trying to just get that muscle flexed again and try and get it done by the 15th. That's my personal goal. But I think it's cool that either way, if you hit SAV in any given month, you get that $100 bonus. And to hit SAV, that's just 800 volume total. That's your personal volume, your organization volume. If you have advocates also building volume, you get that $100 no matter what. So if you can get 800 volume by the 15th, you did it. Okay. Or if you did it by the 31st, you get it. I think that they just announced a new bonus around this. So I'm going to have to update this, but for now, those are really the 3 main goals that are actually going to really pay you back instantly that I think are super achievable. And I think these 3 things will really get your solid foundation underneath you within the first 90 days. Okay. Okay. See, that wasn't so bad, right? Okay. So there are a lot of opportunities for commission bonuses and product credits that aren't related to rank either. This is another thing that I really love about this comp plan is that it's very personally driven. So your personal sales, you obviously get 25% commission regardless of what the sale is or where you're at. But if you make $500 in personal sales, you get a $50 product credit bonus from the company. $1,000 at 75 plus a 5% cash bonus. If you make a personal sale of 2,000 volume, you get a 10% cash bonus plus a $100 product credit. Does that make sense? So this is kind of a good one to screenshot and just sort of set little goals for yourself. These are always more fun for me to just see how far I can push and see how far I can achieve something. Again, it's personally driven and I really like that. Another opportunity is just in the customer programs. This is something I think as a new advocate, it's important to just kind of understand the difference. This was super confusing to me when I first started because it wasn't laid out simplistically, but your customers actually have the opportunity to give someone a link that gets them $10 off. And every time someone uses that customer referral link, they also get $10. So say you have like your mom is like, oh, I'm going to buy some product. And you're like, okay, she sets up a customer account, buys some product. She's automatically going to get a customer referral link. It's basically her customer ID number. And say your brother wants to buy something and he goes in, puts his order in place, puts his mom's customer reference number in there. He gets $10 off and your mom gets a $10 credit. And every single time that referral link is used, that happens. So it's kind of cool. It's a great thing to do with like your spouse account. If you create an account for your partner or your spouse, you can use their customer referral link. And every time someone uses it, you actually will get the commission because you're the advocate. And that customer will go under you, but he will get, or she will get, or your partner will get the product credit and the person buying will also get the $10 off. Does that make sense? That's a little confusing. So if anyone has questions about that, we can always talk about it individually, but it's just kind of a cool way to get customers referring customers. And the kicker with this, you guys, that I think is so incredible is if you have a customer that is just constantly referring people to your business and using the referral link and you reach out to them and say, hey, have you ever thought about just becoming an advocate? You're bringing in so much business. You could be making the commission off this instead of me. And they decide to become an advocate. All of those customers that they referred automatically get transferred to that person. And it just immediately starts that foundation. And I think that's amazing. The other customer program that we have is for new customers. So on their first order, they can get $10 off with Hello 10. Anybody can use that. Super simple to remember. And then the HG Insiders are basically people who do the subscribe and save and are on subscription every month. That's considered the HG Insider. These customers save 10% on their products. They earn free shipping, they get special gifts, they'll get early access to certain things, and they earn points towards product credits. So it's pretty cool. If you yourself are on subscription, you will also see some of those benefits like the points and things like that. Okay. This is really simple, but I just wanted to kind of point this out because I do think that there's a tendency sometimes to be like, what should I really focus on? Like, what is the game plan? What is the focus with Hugh and Grace? It's really, really simple, you guys. It's the pre-sale and the post-sale process. That's it. And then your passion is kind of where I want you to be spending the most time and that's really just where you find the most joy. That can be in the sales process. That can be in the post-sales process. That can be in the learning process. That can be in the mentoring. This is kind of your 90-day window to figure out what that is for you. So the pre-sale process is really just you networking, connecting, educating on the products, what we do here, and then closing the sale, right? And then the post-sale is really how are you going to engage your customer base from then on? Little thank you notes, follow-ups, little special sales events, communications, right? A lot of it is just good customer service and good, strong communication. So having said that, one thing that I discovered this week was just being able to give you some tools for your business right away. So you're not having to spend so much time with content creation. So I created this little Advocate template bundle that you can literally just plug your picture into, your name into, and your contact information into, and you can send these little cards to your customers as they purchase. There's a bunch of different ones. There's just a thank you. There's a happy birthday. Here's a $10 gift card. Appreciate your business. There's like this new product alert, right? It's just these little tiny things that just instantly give you that ability to give that specific touch to your personal customer base right from the get-go. So during your one-on-one, what I'll do is pull up this little Advocate bundle. We'll plug in your picture, we'll plug in your stuff, make sure that it looks the way that you want it to, and then I just send it to you, and you can use those in your first 90 days if you want, and then kind of customize them as you go and grow. Okay, we're just going to talk really quickly and briefly about the team building aspect and scaling your business. If you do decide that you want to unlock kind of those level bonuses, if you want to increase the volume and the revenue, you really enjoy finding like the financial opportunity for other people. I think if you like the community and the building aspect of it, the mentoring, like the leadership retreats, the additional bonuses and income opportunity, like that's really when you're like, okay, like maybe I want to build a team. Again, this starts kind of at mentor. If you want to advance to that rank or higher, that's kind of where that comes into play. But this is something that I definitely wanted people to understand is the network structure here. It is very different than a lot of other traditional network marketing companies. So you guys have probably seen this already, which is just kind of the comp plan at a glance. This is advocate, associate advocate, senior advocate, and there's an ambassador actually before that. But these are kind of the 3 rank advancements that you can make without building a team and enrolling people or other advocates. Starting at mentor or higher, it just starts to unlock other opportunity and potential income. Okay, so even at SAV, you are able to receive volume bonuses and different things. But the real difference and core, I think, benefit, if you will, of the Hugh and Grace comp plan is the unilevel system. This to me made everything a fair playing field. There's no advocate that's at a disadvantage coming in, because every single advocate that we bring in all goes to our first level, and it's a horizontal binary instead of a vertical. So every single person that you sign up and advocate for is basically their own business center. And they have the ability to grow it and build it and move people around within it as much as they want to. One thing that I really enjoy about Hugh and Grace is if I need to move someone in the organization to help boost their volume, then I can. And that's something that is really unique. So this is just kind of how it looks in a visual. Is this is your first level. These are all the people that you would personally sign up. Your level 2 is anyone that those people would personally sign up. Your level 3 is anyone that those people would personally sign up. So it's just kind of a leveled unilevel system. And that will make more sense again as we go and as you start to team build. But I love doing this when it comes to like the ranks, because I think it's funny. But I like to just kind of show a visual this way, because if you think about it, again, the team building comes in really at the mentor level. So you can go from an ambassador, which is basically an inactive advocate, to an associate advocate, to a senior advocate based on your volume. And then once you have advocates underneath you that are also producing volume and going up through these up to SAV ranks, that's when you'll start to hit mentor and above. So you can advance 3 times without a team. You can reach the top rank with the business with 4 leaders or builders. I think it's just really important to help you visualize that this isn't, again, this crazy hard, impossible, unreachable goal. This is just a very intentional, I'm going to take care of people, I'm going to lead them right kind of scenario. And I think that that's really incredible. So the dream team, if you will, doesn't have to be this big grandiose thing. It can be people that you really pick and choose, that you really care about working with, that you want to help, that you want to mentor, that are 100% committed and on board and just ready to go. And I think that that's really cool. Okay. So once you do start team building, obviously there are bonuses that are associated with those higher ranks. I think it's really cool because almost every single bonus that you can earn, cash bonus that you can earn with Hugh and Grace, is a monthly opportunity. It's not quarterly. It's not based on a 6-week holding. It's based on your current rank and your lifetime rank a lot of the time. So and I love that they did this growth and consistency bonus, because it really does just acknowledge and incentivize the people that are out there working month to month to build their business. So if you hit senior mentor, it's a $250 consistency bonus. So every time you hit senior mentor in a month, you get that. Every time you hit associate manager, you get the 500. Every time senior manager, it's 750. And that's month after month after month. You also get $50 product credits every single month for hitting SAV and higher. So that was the new thing actually that they just put in. So if you hit SAV, not only will you get that $100 bonus, but you'll get a $50 product credit on top of that. Okay. So that's like $150 just for hitting that sales point. And I think that's awesome. And that's on top of, by the way, the commission that you earn from those sales. So you'll get your commissions, and then that's just a bonus on top of them. Then there is a leadership pool share. So once you hit senior mentor or higher, you get a percentage, 3% of the total company quarterly commissionable volume. So this is also, again, just another big opportunity for, bonuses for hitting those echelons and those higher leadership positions, which is great. Okay. These are the last 2 slides. We did it. We got through it. See, that wasn't so terrible, right? It's a lot of information, but it's like, okay, it's fine. So one thing that I just really wanted to take note of and just like have a pause moment is that it's so great to dream big and have a vision for where you're going. I think most people have that automatically in their minds. They know what they're working towards. Some people work really well with that big vision in mind. Other people need to really reverse engineer that and dial it back and start with really small steps. Whatever way that you work, I think is fine, because I think that everybody knows what that big vision is. And either way that you work, you're working towards that. So for me, when you're new to something, when you're learning, when you're trying to adjust and adapt and do something new, it's so important to start with small, manageable tasks, small, manageable goals, right? My husband even said to me yesterday, he's like, if you made $100 this month, your goal next month should be 200. You shouldn't be working off this $2,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month mindset when you're at a new point of just barely starting to curate income. And I thought that was so smart. It seems like such a no-brainer, but it's really cool to build your business that way and incrementally, because it helps you just identify the growth, and the growth over growth each month is really what's the most telling. That specific number or the specific, amounts tied to that growth almost isn't as important as the growth itself. And I remember in my last network marketing company, I worked really, really well with percentages. So I would look at my month over month growth, and I would say, okay, I made $100 last month. I made $200 this month. What is that percentage increase? And I would put it into I would Google a percentage increase calculator, and I would do, what is X amount percent of X amount? And it would bring out that result. And even if the growth felt so minimal and I would start like beating myself up and be like, oh, you should have done more, which is easier for people who really are motivated and driven and ambitious. And most people who do these kinds of businesses are those things. So I'm speaking directly to you. It's important to understand that increase of 100% matters more than it just going from $100 to $200. Being able to see the big picture is really key. So be gentle with yourself, especially in these first months. Start to understand kind of what your baseline is, so that you can grow from there, and just work on improving month over month. It doesn't have to be this crazy change. I think people who really chase that big, crazy goal are the ones that end up being the least consistent, that struggle emotionally on the entrepreneur roller coaster the most. It's really about not just consistency, but consistency you can sustain. And that is a really important thing to note. It's about consistency that you can sustain. Okay. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I have to hit X benchmark every single month, no matter what, but it's not even something that you've ever hit before, that is not sustainable consistency for you right now. You have to start small. And it also will help you just kind of protect your peace and go at your pace. If you feel like that's being pushed beyond your joy, your pace, then it's time to just reset and for you to put your blinders on, right? Re-engage with your mentor. Make sure that you're in a good space to work from an abundancy mindset and not a scarcity mindset. Because if people work from fear, right? If they work from scarcity, that's not ever going to be sustainable. That's not ever something that's going to produce successful things for you in your life, regardless of the category. But if you are working from a place of joy, a place of peace, right? A place of consistent energy, that's really when the momentum is built. And that's really when the foundations of strong businesses are built. So go slow, protect your peace. If you need to take a day off and unplug, do it. Whatever you have to do to maintain that good headspace is key. Okay. So from here, what's next? These are kind of the next steps from this. These are my main 3 goals for each advocate that I bring in. Number 1, I want to meet one-on-one. So once you've got your advocate packet, once we've done this little kickstart, then we one-on-one and we really game plan your specific launch. We try and set goals and expectations. And what I mean by that is, how do you work best? How do you want to be supported? what can I do to make sure that you are equipped and empowered to run your business? This isn't about me saying, I need you to hit this, or I want you to hit this. That is not my goal. It's not my focus. My guidance, mentoring, coaching, communication is always going to be around how to capitalize the income and maximize that in your life. Because for me, that is my personal reason why I network market. I think it's an incredible opportunity to help people transform their lives financially. So that's where I'm always going to work from, based on your goals, your expectations, and what you need. So we'll ask questions, we can discuss your vision, and then really what that is your take action point. And that's really when you should be equipped and empowered enough to get out there, start big or small, slow or fast, whatever it is, but just be able to take action and start to execute. The second thing is to do our first new Advocate Power Hour together, where we're just going to learn how to network, connect, and invite on social media. I'm going to do a power hour every single week. I think I'm going to do it on Wednesdays at noon. That seems to be the best collective time. So just put that in your calendar. We'll work for an hour. If you've never been on one of my power hours before, they are highly productive. We work together the whole time. My goal in those power hours always is to teach you in a way that you can do that same power hour and those same exercises and that same business growth activity the next time without me. My whole thing is being able to help people be independent and move at their own pace, because I think that's when they are the happiest, but make sure that you are equipped and empowered to do that. Okay, so that's what those power hours are going to be about. And they will most likely be based around that SAV goal, the boost period, getting sales into your and customers into your business, and helping you really create that solid foundation. That's what the focus of those power hours are going to be. Okay. And then the very last thing, this is something that you can do on your own today, after this call, if you want to, is set a date and determine how and where you want to launch your Hugh and Grace business so that you can execute that plan this month, whether it's a hard launch, a soft launch, a virtual launch, a face-to-face launch. Like, I just want you to have a very intentional start date where you are front facing and you're ready to dive and grow your business. And that looks different for everyone. Okay, so that's the last thing that I want you to kind of think through. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to connect. I think it's always important for you to realize that this time that you're spending is for your business and for your growth, and for you to be able to empower yourself within that and grow and build the way that you want to. These businesses are so incredible because they're scalable and they can earn quickly. But more than that, I think it's just so important for people to have something that's just their own, that's something that they can grow from nothing into something and have that experience and that transformation based on what's inside of you and what you're able to cultivate for yourself. And I think building that belief and building that structure, and really on top of that, being able to give people something that's going to make them happier or healthier or feel more fulfilled, or, you know, whatever that purpose is behind that sale. I think it's just incredible to be able to do this kind of work where you get to serve people and help people and have them have these cool experiences while also elevating kind of your own life and your own situation. I think it's just such a special environment and place to cultivate a business and a side gig or a full-time gig or whatever you want it to be, where you get to be the lead in the show and you get to really have something that's just for you. That's so important. So I'm excited to do our one-on-ones. I'm excited for you to get going. If you have any questions directly based on this presentation, please reach out to me directly one-on-one and we will go through it. And I will see you guys on our first team power hour.